The Titanic, a name that echoes through history as one of the greatest maritime disasters of all time. Built as a pinnacle of luxury and technological innovation, it was hailed as unsinkable. Yet, on April 15, 1912, this grand ship met a tragic fate, sinking into the North Atlantic Ocean and taking over 1,500 lives with it. But why did the Titanic sink? Was it just an accident, or were there deeper issues at play? Today we uncover the truth behind the Titanic sinking, from its flawed design to missed opportunities to save lives, and even the false newspaper reports that followed. The Titanic was a marvel of engineering in the early 20th century. It was 882 feet long, 175 feet tall, and weighed over 46,000 tons. Designed for luxury and safety, it featured extravagant first class rooms, grand staircases, and even a swimming pool. But what made the Titanic truly special was its 16 watertight compartments. These compartments were meant to prevent flooding even if 4 were breached. The ship would still remain afloat. The problem? The compartment walls weren't fully sealed at the top. When the Titanic hit the iceberg, water flooded the first 5 compartments. Since the bulkheads didn't go all the way up, the water spilled over like a waterfall into the next compartments. This flaw sealed the ship's fate. It was designed to survive 4 compartment flooding, but not 5. Another design flaw was the cheap iron rivets used to hold the ship's hull together. Some experts believe that under extreme pressure, these rivets snapped, worsening the damage. On April 10, 1912, the Titanic set sail from Southampton, England to New York City with over 2,200 passengers and crew. The ship had received at least 6 warnings about icebergs in its path, but Captain Edward Smith continued sailing at 22.5 knots, which is about 41 kilometers an hour. The reason? Some speculate that White Star Line executives wanted the Titanic to make a record-breaking trip across the Atlantic. The belief was that the ship was too advanced to be truly in danger. Then came April 14, 1912, the night everything changed. At 11:40 p.m., lookout Frederick Fleet spotted a massive iceberg directly ahead. The warning was shouted, "Iceberg, right ahead." First Officer Murdoch ordered the ship to turn sharply, but at its massive size and speed, it was too late. The iceberg scrapped along the starboard side, creating a series of punctures below the waterline. Water flooded 6 compartments, sealing the Titanic's fate. Surprisingly, many passengers felt nothing at first, and some even joked about the incident. But below deck, chaos had begun. Captain Smith realized the ship was sinking and ordered lifeboats to be launched. However, there was a huge problem. The Titanic only had 20 lifeboats, enough for just about 1,178 people, despite having over 2,200 on board. Worse, the lifeboat drills were cancelled and crew members were not trained properly. As a result, the first few lifeboats were launched half empty. Some boats with 65% capacity left with only 12 to 20 people. Meanwhile, the third-class passengers, majority of whom were immigrants, were trapped below deck, as the lock gates prevented them from reaching the lifeboats. By 2 a.m., the ship's stern lifted high into the sky, and at 2:20 a.m., the Titanic snapped in half before sinking. One of the most controversial aspects of the Titanic disaster is the role of SS Californian, a ship just 10 to 20 miles away. The Californian had stopped for the night due to heavy ice field. At 10:55 p.m., the Californian's radio operator sent a warning about the icebergs, but the Titanic's radio operator dismissed it as he was busy sending passenger messages. Then, around midnight, the crew members on the Californian saw Titanic's distress rockets but didn't react, assuming they were part of a celebration. Meanwhile, the Californian's radio operator had gone to sleep. Had the Californian responded immediately, hundreds more could have been saved. The real heroic rescue came from RMS Carpathia, which was 58 nautical miles away when it received Titanic's distress call at 12:25 a.m. Despite the danger of icebergs, Captain Arthur Rostron ordered full speed towards the sinking Titanic. The Carpathia arrived at 4 a.m., nearly 2 hours after Titanic had sunk. The Carpathia rescued 706 survivors, bringing them safely to New York on April 18th. Many survivors praised the Carpathia's crew, but they also knew Help had come too late for most. In the chaotic aftermath, false news spread rapidly. Early newspaper reports on April 15 falsely claimed Titanic is safe, all passengers rescued. Titanic is being towed to Halifax. These headlines appeared in major papers like the New York Sun and the Boston Globe, misleading the public for hours. It wasn't until April 16th that the world learned the horrific truth: the Titanic was gone and over 1,500 were dead. Over 100 years later, the Titanic continues to fascinate and teach us an important lessons. It stands as a reminder that technology, no matter how advanced, is never stronger than nature itself. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment and subscribe for more deep dives into history's biggest mysteries.